Even as a small boy, I always pondered life. I was I like to say I was born old. That's how that's how it seems, you know. And there are a number of young people that are that way, but just wondering about life, wondering about existence. And I just remember even in junior high school, how do I know this is really my hand? You know, Descartes and the different philosophers like that. And one thing led to the next. I decided to study physics because I thought physicists, these are scientists, not like philosophers that are just making things up, but physicists are actually searching for truth. And then in time I realized there's more to it than just physics, you know. So that was a hard time for me because I loved physics. I was very good. Physics and math, I was top of my class. I loved it, you know. But when I realized it wasn't enough, it was hard. And then I told a friend of mine, just somebody I met, and I rented a room off campus. I was in college. And I rented a room, and first day in that building, I walked into the kitchen, there was a guy staying there, and for some reason I started telling them, there has to be one thing out of which all of this is coming. Because otherwise, how could you take mathematics and apply it to music? How could all these different things parallel? How could principles in marketing parallel principles in business, in music? It's also has to all be coming from the same place. So he said, if you're interested in that sort of thing, he said, you should just go study with the Indian gurus. He said, they know all about that stuff. And, but I told him before I said, somewhere out there, this is interesting, I think. I said, somewhere out there have to be a group of people that know this because it's truth. Interesting logic. And I think in retrospect, as I look back, it has to do with what is a world. A world is a wholeness. So it has to have both poles of the to spin around, you know. So somewhere out there have to be people that have knowledge. So he said, you should just go study with the Indian gurus. They know all about this stuff. I jumped up out of my seat, so excited I knocked the chair on the floor. I didn't mean to. And I said, What age was that? I was, that was in 1972 when he told me about it. So I was 21, like that. And I said, I can't believe it. I said, I thought it would take me years to find them. 3 months later, I was at the feet of my master, you know, and that was it. Changed my life, you know.
So did you try to find answers here itself before making...
My whole life. But when I heard him talk, it was like, this man is wise, he knows, you know. He was a great teacher, you know.
Yeah, I think one of the questions I have is, my belief is anybody who attains your position will go through a severe pain.
Severe pain, yeah.
So did you go through such pain?
Yes, I did. They call it like the dark night of the soul, some people. But I spent my whole life studying math and physics and so dedicated. And when I realized that wasn't it, it was very difficult. And then a lot of hardships in life. We all have hardships in life. But it doesn't mean that to get enlightened, you have to go through hardships. What it means is that we're all living in Kali Yuga now, including enlightened people. And Kali Yuga is a time of conflict. So wise people, when they live in Kali Yuga, they develop wise insights in the nature of life, the nature of hardship. And they speak from that place. But in other yugas and other times, there's no need for suffering. Suffering doesn't make you a better person. It just gives you maybe a better relationship with the way the world is today. But we're going to change the world. We're going to change the world.